Welcome, everyone, to another audio podcast episode of Nerdstrodamus. I'm Dr. Pants.
Lambo.
I'm Punk.
Punk's here.
Whoa!
I'm so tad.
And we're here to talk about, I guess, some things that happened in January and what we're looking forward to in February.
Nice. 2019, of course, right?
2019.
Not
oh, yeah.
like-
Oh, my God. We've been doing podcasts, like, legitimately for, like, a year now.
Whoa.
Woo. Let's talk about what's happening now.
Uh-huh.
And I think everybody knows that the most important thing to talk about is...
Kingdom Hearts!
Oh. I mean, let's talk about Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, yeah.
A game 13 years in the making.
There's been... So, a lot of games that take this long, typically the hype falls off. But as this game's been coming closer and closer to release, a lot of people have taken it upon themselves to sum up the very diluted, confusing, and complex story of the entire series of Kingdom Hearts. They're like half-hour videos. They're complete and they're like fast-forwarding through everything, too. And I think I understand it a little more because a lot of the YouTubers I watch started uploading their own, and it's crazy. And it's been driving hype for everyone to go get this game again.
I have no idea what's going on. All I know, there's a keyblade, there's keyholes, you unlock stuff, and you fight things.
That's all that matters. And
Yes.
then you do it with Donald and Goofy.
Exactly.
That's it.
It's like someone loses their heart, so they create two people, and then the bad guy does that, creates two people, travels back in time, collects himself from back in time to fill his organization with half of himself. And like, because this one person got split into two, those two people have their own stories, and then person A is in sleep, person B's like, I'm this person, but now I'm in a computer simulation, and then I go back to person A, and it's like, what?
Okay, here's the deal. It's going to be a cool action RPG with Disney characters.
That's all it ever was.
Well,
That's all it was supposed to be.
It used to have Final Fantasy characters in it, too.
Well, it still is, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, there's no Final Fantasy characters in the new one from what
There's
I've heard.
no way they don't have 15 characters in there.
And there's no way that they're not going to be like some kind of like, arena where you're not going to be able to fight somebody from Final Fantasy.
From what I've heard, there's no Final Fantasy characters in this game.
All right, we'll find out.
I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Because I've only been just reading reviews and whatnot.
On the internets, right?
Yeah.
Don't trust the internets.
Where do
Except
we get
for
all
us.
the stuff that we talk about on here? It's from we're on the internet.
That's why I said, except for us.
Oh,
you can trust us.
Okay.
We are the only one.
But,
That's the us in Nerdstrodamus us.
But I mean, like, we could talk endlessly about, like, how this game took 13 years to come out after 2, with all the random side stories that happened in between, the convoluted story beyond everything. But there's actually something to talk about here. And that was the Special Edition Pro Kingdom Hearts 3 consoles for PS4 that the pre-orders got canceled.
A lot of them got canceled, apparently. I don't know the percentages, but the issue was, I mean, GameStop's like, hey, we're going to sell this exclusive thing, and then edge all their employees to sell the pre-orders, and it turns out there's way too many pre-orders than what they're intentionally on getting. So they started canceling pre-orders, specifically more so on the online orders. So people would be like, well, at least my local GameStop kept mine. I'm not going to hate them. I'm still going to go there. I don't know.
Because right now the brick and mortar GameStop's like the future's sort of in a little bit of jeopardy there. Especially because there's a lot of talk about them being bought out at some point, sometime this year.
They were, I thought.
Oh, there's nothing official.
I don't
yet.
think so. I haven't read anything about that or heard anything. I heard that they were looking... They were looking for like more of a... buyers or like a partnership.
Yeah. Well, I mean, working at, game stores and whatnot,
Right.
I don't think this has happened at GameStop where, like, systems have been canceled.
Not systems, but the Batman. I remember the Batman, I think it was Arkham Knight Collector's Edition. It actually came with a Batmobile.
Yeah.
Those were all canceled.
They were all canceled.
Yes. They was like, yeah, we're not making this anymore. And then all the pre-orders were canceled for that.
Okay, but it
But
wasn't.
that was different though, right?
Yeah, right. That was because that wasn't even coming out.
Right.
This was because they overpromised on systems, which happened with, was it Walmart in the SNES Classic, where people pre-ordered it online and then their online pre-orders just got canceled?
Well, that was because they put up with their usual little thing where they just throw like a placeholder up there, like right after it got announced.
Right.
And it was at like midnight, and everybody went in, and they canceled everybody's though.
Oh, okay.
Nobody kept them from that.
I mean, this whole situation is crappy on the part of GameStop because, like, you can't overpromise on systems like that. I mean, I don't know how much it was retailing for because I'm not entirely up on the prices, but still, like, you're putting money aside, you're making sure that you've got this thing.
Yeah, and actually, it wasn't like, I know with most game stores and like GameStop, where you pre-order something in the store, you put a portion of the money down. You can and pay it off.
Yeah.
But these ones, since they're online only, you have to put the whole amount on it. So you have to pay it off as soon as you had it pre-ordered.
Oh.
The only plus I can hear about this is I heard that GameStop was giving a $25 card to everyone that they did it to. Which,
okay.
I mean, they didn't have to do that.
Right.
It's really, really bad that it happened. But,
Right.
I mean, you get $25. You can put it towards the regular game since now they're still going to get the game. If you were pre-ordering that console, there's no way you're not getting the game. It may not be through GameStop, but if they give you that $25 card, you can pay $35 to get it. So I don't know. Maybe that coerces people to still get the game through them.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I would. I mean, I've had some bad stuff happen to me with GameStop, Amazon, all video game related, but I still shop there.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
every place I've bought video games from has screwed me over at some point. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I have no bias towards any of them really.
Because especially when you're looking for something that is kind of rare, or a collector's edition of something, or just like that weird little Japanese release that only like your local store is only getting a couple of copies of. Someone's gonna lose out somewhere. Yeah, it's happened.
Check out our episode on pre-ordering video games where we talk about all this.
Yeah, we talk about all that. Yeah, we actually.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
But as I said, the whole situation kind of sucks. But like, I don't know how you rectify this. I mean, it's on GameStop. It's not on the part of the consumer at all. And it's just be careful pre-ordering and set your expectations like ready just in case something like this happens.
And just from a realistic standpoint, go to your brick and mortar GameStops because it sounds like they're not gonna try to, hurt their local GameStop sales.
Right.
That, and as Punk said, if you do it online, you have to put the whole amount of money down right away. But if you do it at the brick and mortar store, it's only a small chunk of it, and you'll still get it back if it gets canceled.
Right.
So it's less of an investment, and less of a worry then, right off the bat. So, but yeah, that was bad.
I mean, hopefully by the next podcast, we'll have a few people playing Kingdom Hearts. We can talk about that.
I'll be playing it in like 2 days.
It's already out in Japan and Netherlands and other countries.
Yeah.
We're like the last people getting it.
There were actually some stores that released it early by accident.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even by accident. They probably
they
meant
just
to.
started selling. And
They're probably like, no, we wanted the sales now.
Yeah.
And the developers were actually kind of like immediately expressing regret at the whole like simultaneous world release thing because they've tried to do that for the last many games and the same thing has happened every time, and this one was the worst. So at least like I guess they're holding the epilogue and stuff as like a day one download. So nobody can spoil that, I guess. But man, that's
but the game.
that's interesting.
So stay off the internet if you're really interested.
Or if you care, because I know Lambo. Do you even care about the plot?
No.
You just want to go off with Donald and Goofy and go to the Toy Story world.
Yeah, I want to be with Buzz Lightyear and do things.
There you go.
Pirates of the Caribbean. So exciting.
That world looks surprisingly good.
Yes.
That was
they have like the nice muted colors.
Yeah.
And, like, the it was gonna be awesome.
I'll be honest. Like I've been down on it since it was announced. Like, no, I'm not getting this. I'm done. They've ruined me. But
it's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. So eventually I'll.
Same. I'm not a day one buyer, but I'll get it eventually.
Yeah, I'll get it eventually.
I won't.
So let's go from bad to worse.
Which one?
Let's talk about
Let's talk about what
Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy.
Yeah.
Oh no. This will brighten your day.
Oh really? Oh okay. This is
No. It's hilarious.
Okay.
Like, first of all.
Yeah, we know the original Soulja Boy story.
Yeah,
so
he bought Chinese knockoff consoles, sold them as his own, and he came out and said Nintendo ain't got anything on me.
Okay, that sounds right.
Yeah, he tweeted that, and then of course he said I had to lawyer up and take it down. Here's the thing: he recently did an interview. I forget what the actual channel was on YouTube. There's a video. I cannot play it on here. It has a lot of explicit terms.
Okay.
Go for it. Yeah.
But he's releasing a new console that he has specifically worked with to develop.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, here's the thing. It's the same situation. It's not going to play like discs or cartridges or anything. It's an emulator with a bunch of ROMs on it. So
how is this any different from before? Go on.
It's new.
According to him, and this is a quote, the emulators are licensed, therefore you can't do anything.
What? What?
I don't know what you mean
I
by
think
that.
he misunderstands every one of those words.
He starts the interview by saying every game is licensed, and the entire reason that Nintendo took him down in the first place was not because they were angry at him, but because they wanted in on his cash cow.
Oh, okay. The cash cow.
Well,
Yeah.
he says other things. I'm trying to.
The cash cow of people
Yeah.
taking Nintendo games for free.
Yeah. And,
What an ignorance of reality in rebranding yourself.
Yeah.
Wow.
He claims the emulators are licensed, which the interviewers are like, the emulators just play the games. Like, what are you talking about? It's like, no, there's a bunch of games on there from Game Boy and PlayStation and Sega Genesis, and like they're all licensed. They're all licensed emulators.
I don't think he understands
Yeah.
the copyright laws of China and why they're allowed to sell them as opposed to why he's not allowed to sell them.
and the difference between an emulator and a ROM as well. I don't think he's getting the thing there.
Yeah, I think there's a wire missing.
No. Like, the whole interview is hilarious because this is just a crazy person
Yes.
pretending he knows what he's talking about and he doesn't. But my favorite part is at the towards the end. He mentions that you can play Fortnite. And the interviewer's like, this thing's going to play Fortnite? He's like, well, not this one. The next one. We're working on it.
The next Fortnite.
No. The next system. The next console. This particular console will not play Fortnite. But Epic Games responded with, no, you can't play Fortnite on a rooted or jailbroken device due to anti-cheat measures. So, I'm sorry, anybody looking forward to the new Soulja Boy console, but it will not play Fortnite. And,
Aren't they going to be pretty expensive too?
Well, the last ones he sold were like $300.
Yeah.
Like the Xbox One knockoff ones was like 300.
That's what
350.
It still looks like an Xbox One too. Like he had the box, which by the way it did not have his name on it. Like he had the cardboard box, no name on it. He's like, "Oh, this is just a production model."
I bet that's the same thing. I bet that's the final product. This is hi, my name is Soldier Game.
I know.
This is what happens when you answer a Nigerian prince email, essentially, and you believe everything they say.
But like my whole thing with it is like, this guy, has he done anything in the past few years?
He's this.
This is like the equivalent of celebrities like going into the liquor business for no reason.
He's got to put a mixtape out about this whole endeavor now. It's gonna be amazing.
He's gonna make
God.
a diss track
Yeah.
on Nintendo and Epic Games.
I watched the video and like I was blown away by the sheer like stupidity and just ignorance of it. But I thought I'd share it because, as I said, we'd all get a laugh. And,
Yeah, that's
Wow.
silly.
So let's see what happens here because he has specifically said it's got Sega, Nintendo, and PlayStation games on it.
I feel like you're gonna get this big Xbox One case and you crack it open, it's just a small Raspberry Pi in it. And like that's it.
It's sad.
It is sad.
Yeah.
It's like watching an older like family member
Yeah.
slowly slipping into dementia.
Yeah, it's really hard to get into the game industry, at least with a console, because you have to make contracts with a bunch of people to make discs or cartridges to play on your specific device. So it's like
No, you don't. You officially license the emulators and then download
right.
whatever ROMs
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want because the ROMs don't matter. It's the emulators that you have
Yeah.
to license.
You're right.
Whoa.
You should have a talk with the people who made Ouya and the other like.
Because they tried,
yeah,
because they tried to do it like a discless system.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
And like the
Nobody
handheld
bit.
Nvidia thing that was like years ago too.
I just
Yeah.
remembered something.
What?
Microsoft's working on a new system, an Xbox One, that's going to be digital only.
Oh, okay.
Do you think that's what Soulja Boy showed off?
Probably.
I mean, we've only seen that once more in the past with a big video game company making a digital-only system. And that was the PSP Go.
I bought one.
And I bought it off you when you were done with it, and then I traded it. I mean, in this day and age, I don't see why you couldn't.
Right.
It better have some massive memory in it. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
Games are huge.
Yeah, and I probably won't buy it because I want my physical media.
Yeah, that's another topic for a future podcast
Yeah,
when
once
there's
we
more
know-
information.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
Speaking of celebrities and video game related things, Lambo, you have something to bring up.
Yeah, so Jack Black started a YouTube channel. And my first thing was, oh no, why should we even try? Because we are going for the same exact demographic. Basically, like, me and Pants together are basically Jack Black. Like...
So why even try?
If you took all of our like best qualities and threw it.
do you think he
together.
saw your videos and was like, I should try this?
Yeah,
too?
yeah.
Yes,
With like no production.
Yeah.
And like.
What are we throwing down with Jack Black right now? Are we
No. But that was my initial worry, And then but the first video was just like him sitting in a chair, spinning in a chair,
Yeah.
saying, "I'm gonna be bigger than PewDiePie."
Is he bigger than PewDiePie?
Well, he got like 3 million subscribers in like a week.
Yeah.
So,
If he keeps that pace,
Yeah.
in no
then
time.
he will.
Yeah.
But then actually he's putting about a video up a week, and some of them are like your typical 10 minutes. Some of them are like, just stupid him screaming at the camera pretty much, and they're hilarious. Like this is the way I like a celebrity going at YouTube, because like YouTube as a platform should be more about like the little people like us. That's what the U stands for, I guess. And then it contrasts that with like The Rock's YouTube channel, for example, and it's nothing but like big sexy productions, like
The Rock has
a lot of money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
Yeah.
thinking the same thing about that.
yeah, I know. He
does.
mostly uses it to like, push his like newest movie.
Oh, of course.
But he also does like make like little like reaction videos to things, and he'll like make little videos where he's going places and meeting with people, and it's like fun.
Where he's
That's
like
what-
he's like constantly working out.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
videos.
That's what other social media is for, The Rock.
Yeah.
You don't need a YouTube channel. Save it for us.
Right. But I feel like Jack Black's actually going for it, and it's just fun. He hasn't played a single video game yet, even though it's called Jablinski Games, and he keeps like promising, in the next video we'll be playing some video games, I promise. And then the next video shows up, and he's not playing video games, but it's still hilarious, and I just kind of hope that's the joke. But and I was thinking Jack Black is just the perfect personality, because he barely even has to try, and he's just like hilarious.
He's charismatic. He's
Yeah.
funny, and like,
Everything
He's,
we're not.
he's very much a human.
are you saying we're not charismatic?
We're not human.
But I mean, we're plugging another YouTube channel.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now,
but go subscribe to it, because it's hilarious.
I need to sit down and watch it.
Yeah, no, they're great.
Yeah.
Like they're like, and the only gaming he did, he went to like the pinball museum, I guess near where he lives, and he has a pinball machine in his house, and apparently his favorite pinball game of all time is the one for the 1991 Addams Family film.
Oh.
But yeah, if you go see Jack Black's content and subscribe, comment, say that we sent you. I don't
Yeah,
know. He
yeah,
might see it.
Yeah.
Tell him
Nerdstrodamus
Nerdstrodamus
me.
sent you. But
Let's start a movement.
speaking of YouTube videos without any games in them or gameplay,
Yeah.
this is a rough segue.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Metroid Prime 4.
That is a rough segue. It is.
Well, we segued to everything else, so
Yeah.
let's keep it going. So this week, Nintendo put out a video that was titled Metroid Prime 4 Production Update. And I was really excited at first.
And all the nerds in the nation like held their breath.
Yeah, because
It doesn't have a sexy name at all.
No. But the reason I was so excited and kind of like waiting with bated breath to find out what happens, we made a prediction in our Top Games of 2019 video that Lambo, you said it was going to come out, and I said it wouldn't.
And
I'm really sorry to say that I was right, and I was really right.
Wah, wah.
Because the video basically says that they weren't happy with the way Metroid Prime 4 was turning out, and they scrapped the whole project and are restarting from the ground up, but with Retro Studios. So we don't know when it's coming out.
That's really sad.
It is. But
There's no way they don't use any of the resources. There's no way. Like, you can use base models and move them around still. Like, you can repurpose some things. There's no way they scrapped everything.
I'm of the same mindset. They didn't scrap everything, but
they're probably restarting production from like a conceptual.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of things to talk about with this. Number one, I mean, I don't know how many of us were really excited for Metroid Prime 4. I was.
Well, it's gonna come out when it comes out, and I'll enjoy it when it does.
Yeah.
We haven't seen anything of it yet to like whet my appetite, so there's nothing for me to get sad about.
Which brings me to a point with this is we've talked about this in the past that Nintendo's usually really good about not announcing games until they're like well into production. We've got some footage of the game, and it's going to be out in a year or two.
Mm-hmm.
Like even
at the latest.
At the latest. Now, I want to say like Yoshi so far is the longest one we've seen aside from Metroid Prime 4.
Probably.
Because Yoshi I think was announced in 2017 at E3, and it's coming out in 2019.
It comes out March.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
This year, yeah.
2019. Yeah. But Metroid Prime 4, they announced they had nothing to show for it aside from the logo.
Yeah.
And your guys are screaming.
And us screaming. And then like we never heard anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seemed weird for Nintendo to do that. Because normally we've complained about game companies doing that, where they'll announce a game and it's like, when is this coming out? When is this coming out? Give us more. And Nintendo usually doesn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, video game companies don't normally come out with a video
and
of somebody saying like, we have to give you an update. We're restarting. It's gonna take longer.
Actually, this is like probably the first time we've ever seen somebody be so like upfront about it.
Upfront,
especially with like them not showing us anything but the title.
Yeah.
And then coming out and saying like, all that stuff you didn't see, it's not gonna be there in the game anymore.
Right.
Because the only time we've seen things like this is actually from like smaller like Kickstarter style projects.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for butt sniffing pugs. I funded that over 2 years ago, and I want it.
But you're right. The only time we typically see stuff like this is from Kickstarter companies, but that's usually after like months of like no
turmoil,
communication.
And well, for example, like the Bloodstained one actually has been pretty good about updating everybody. That's why people aren't like completely up in arms about this game not coming out.
And they did release something.
Yeah, and they're on their way, and it'll probably come out this year. You know, probably. But you know, you usually have to do that when you have like this community of people who are waiting with bated breath for something, and so it was kind of interesting to see them do that.
Right. And it was really, really nice of them to do that, to give an update and just say, listen, it's going to be a while now. And in all honesty, it's probably going to be a while. Because I think the first Metroid Prime was in development for like 5 years, because they were starting from scratch. Metroid Prime 2 took 2 years, Metroid Prime 3 took 2 years, but they also had assets to work with. I don't know how much they have to work with this one. And Retro Studios, who took it over, haven't put out a new game in 5 years. The other thing to keep in mind is everybody's really excited because Retro's got it again. And Retro made Metroid Prime 1, 2, 3, which, woo! But it turns out a lot of the original team who worked on that game aren't there anymore. So it is the same studio, but it's not the same people. So,
It'll happen.
It's people who know how to make video games, so I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So
because the way we usually see something like this happen is game gets canceled and all we see are like small weird creepy reports of like some internal memo that got sent out of the game like isn't going to come out, and then we never see anything about it.
Right.
You know, like there was 2 years ago at E3 they announced that Star Wars game that like that more like kind of like rogue. You know, kind of like
it actually had gameplay too. Of, like somebody walking through like a marketplace.
The one that was taking the place of 1313.
Right. Like they just recently announced that internally got canceled and it's over.
Yeah.
And there was no big hoopla about it. And like, you know, they showed more of that than we saw of Metroid Prime.
The same thing true of Scalebound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Scalebound looks pretty close.
They actually had like gameplay and everything.
They showed like an entire boss fight with that, and it's just outright canceled. I mean, I'm still excited it's coming out, and I'll wait. I had to think back though, because when Metroid Prime 3 came out, they wanted it was originally asked, could it be ready to be a launch title on the Wii? And Retro Studios said no, unless we rush it. And Nintendo said, don't finish it, make it right. And I feel like it's a similar kind of thing here, where it's like they don't want to rush the game out. Yeah, they want to make sure that it's up to quality.
Because this could be like a console-defining game as well.
It could be.
You know.
And it's nice to see, given what, not that Nintendo's put out anything bad recently, but I mean, some of the stuff has been slightly lackluster.
We just haven't seen anything like huge and very, you know, substantial.
Right.
You know, there's like vaguely a Pokemon game coming out this year. You know,
I think he means for this year.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, but we did get Smash this year, but aside from that, like Mario U Deluxe,
and then Yoshi. Those are the only big 2 games that I know they're like soon.
Animal Crossing's this year.
Yeah, but that's like soon. Also vaguely this year sometime, you know.
Fire Emblem is this spring.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Better be.
Yeah. It doesn't have a date yet. Or does it have a date?
No, it's just spring.
So. Spring. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you know.
But
this is a better way to do it than some other ways. Though.
Yeah, and I'm glad they let us know. That's the big thing I'm taking out of this is they took the time to let us know.
And that was actually the internet's reaction for the most part. Like if you search it up, instead of people being angry, it's people going, "Oh, thanks Nintendo, thanks for letting us know."
Because how many times have we waited for a game like wondering when's it coming out? When's it coming out? When's it coming out?
But I just think it's weird that the internet is being uncharacteristically reasonable about it.
Well, because it hasn't been 2 years since it got announced.
Yeah.
And it's how Nintendo goes. Like they don't show stuff until it's close to being ready. At least it didn't turn out, you know, like the Final Fantasy VII remake or Final Fantasy 15 or Kingdom Hearts 3, where it's just like, it's going to come out at some point. It's going to come out at some point, and it just takes forever and ever with no real updates.
Yeah.
Right.
Because, I mean, I feel like all 3 of those games, the 7 remake, we have no idea when it's coming out. Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 3, like,
Yeah.
I feel like they didn't really give us any information until it was, like, coming up.
Right.
Well, they said the 7 remake wasn't even going to basically be started until Kingdom Hearts 3 was done.
I thought they did start it and then they scrapped it.
They did.
Yeah.
And they gave it to a different studio.
Uh-huh.
I feel like people are more angry about that. Because working at a game store, if someone comes in like, "Hey, when's that game coming out?" I'll tell them like, "Oh, it's been pushed back to like another month." They're like, blah, 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 blah. I was like, "Dude, it's a month." They're perfecting it.
Well, it's
Chill.
kind of the difference with how Nintendo showed Metroid Prime 4 just the logo. For the Final Fantasy 7 remake, they showed the character models like walking through, like they're
Yeah, they showed a cinematic.
yeah, it's like there's a cinematic, they have a cutscene, they have the models already, there's the logo. This could be out in a year. And it's like no,
No.
It'll probably be a
not
launch
at
title
all.
with PlayStation 5.
More like PlayStation 6.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
I'm angry the 7 remake exists.
I am too. I don't really care for 7.
I love 7.
I didn't.
But
I
I
like
just-
8. 8 was my jam.
See, I think 7 is a product of its time, and any kind of trying to update it is going to water down what's good about it.
Yeah.
I could do an entire discussion about why modern day remakes.
Do a whole channel about it.
I could just do videos over and over again about why modern remakes take away like the life of a project.
I'm going to disagree partially.
Okay.
Resident Evil 2 remake just came out. And I am loving it like I originally played it.
Okay,
on-
but that kind of remake isn't really a product of its time if it's giving you more mechanics and stuff. And
But
it completely remakes the whole
But
game.
aren't they doing that with Final Fantasy in a way?
No, they are. They are.
But at the same time, I feel like changing the style of 7 to a more realistic style is going to take away some of the goofiness and some of the charm of that game. Like, I'm real worried for the cross-dressing scene. That is a hilarious. That's a hilarious side quest. I absolutely love it. But I feel like,
And especially in the post Me Too era, it's going to be, and just like the whole,
it's completely up for debate if it's even going to be in the game.
Exactly,
To be honest.
yeah.
They might just take it out.
or it might be in part 2 when they release that like 7 years after part 1.
Cross-dressing DLC. But we could totally make a series out of games that you think are great but only are products of the time. Like games that are no longer great today. I'm going to say it right now. Ocarina of Time. Not great today. That is a product of its time. This is long silence of pants debating.
Yeah.
Having recently played it, the N64 version isn't great. The 3DS version is.
Well, they improve on a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
they-
It's
yeah.
no longer the same game, I would argue.
Yeah, but the general world and style of that game,
Yeah.
like I think that's really
It should actually be ripped off more often, I think.
yeah.
I feel like people don't rip off that really, really good, thing.
There's a way to take something that was great and improve on it, hence the 3DS port, which is why it's arguably better. But I don't know. I don't see why people... It's still, like, regarded as the best video game of all time, with air quotes. It's like 100% on all reviews or whatever, or 99.
It's one of those things. Like I'll agree that like it shouldn't be, but
I don't know. I think it rises above a lot of the schlock around the time, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
know.
But
Of
at the
the
time,
time.
yeah.
Yeah.
But having played it recently, like I said, like that was
But we can totally make a video series of that.
yeah.
Well, and there's certain mechanics in the game that have been improved over time, like aiming and that kind of thing.
Z targeting.
Yeah.
But you know what really improves that game?
Huh.
Knowing that I can knock out the guards in Gerudo Fortress with the arrows.
It's your fault for never trying before.
I would have used the hammer.
The arrow will probably work. Anyway, so let's talk about what we actually played this month. Then we can talk about what we're looking forward to.
Well, you guys have been streaming Mega Man and Kirby lately.
We streamed Mega Man Legends. We got through like an hour and a half, 2 hours of that. Because Lambo's never played it.
Yep, another 3 or 4 sessions on that one, I think, and we'll be good.
Probably, depending on how much of the extra stuff we do.
How much extra stuff are we gonna do?
I don't know. I mean, I would like to get the X laser.
How much extra stuff are we gonna do?
There's not that much, don't worry.
No, it's cool.
Don't worry. Kirby was a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah.
We've been streaming VR because Slow Ted, you got a VR.
Yeah, Punk had one first.
did.
Then I debated for the longest time, and I caved in. I had to take my first unit back because I had the left drift thing. I got to take the unit I have now back because it has a right drift thing. And it's like, come on, it's really fun, but I want a full unit that works 100%. But yeah,
That's
really
fair.
great. If you guys tuned into the last stream, we played Beat Saber, and man, that's such a good game that if you're bringing people over, you force that VR headset on them.
That's what I did last night. We
Yeah.
had some people over for to set up a D&D game, and the last 2-3 hours were just us, playing Beat Saber.
Yeah, I put it on someone last night. They played it for an hour and a half by themselves, and they swapped with the next person. They played for a long time. I put the Rick and Morty game on, and I hate that game personally because there's so many technology issues with it with the PlayStation version because they want you to reach up high and grab stuff, reach down low, but every time you do that, the camera doesn't sense the controller, so your hand disappears, and all of a sudden you're one-handed for another hour until your other hand decides to come back, and it's like...
It
Anyway,
has its faults.
They kept
It's not perfect.
I gave up on it, but they played it for... They spent an hour trying to flush a toilet, so... yeah. I mean, Lambo bought the VR right after the stream.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, because I've been looking for one because when they discounted around Christmas time, I immediately after Christmas went looking for one and could not find one.
I did it with Black Friday. I was the day after the sale. I called GameStop. I was like, "Do you guys have any?" He's like, "Well, the sale's gone." I'm like, "Well, what about refurbished?" And then now I'm in that cycle.
I'm waiting for a sale to get mine.
Yeah, no, it's I was kind of telling Punk earlier. I think I get why it hasn't taken off as like a phenomenon.
Yeah.
But like it's cool. It's definitely the next step. Playing a game like I have Astrobot, and I'm a huge like Super Mario 3D World fan, and it's basically that, but so immersive and crazy. And the deal is, if I were to stream that, for example, there's no way it would come across as immersive and amazing as it seems to me.
It's something you have to experience.
Right. But yeah, I don't think you can build a community around a game that only looks and feels cool to you.
Yeah, I've seen some like YouTubers play, and like it's cool, like watch them move around and everything, and see it in like the VR. But I know what you mean. Playing the VR, it's different from watching it.
I would argue that Beat Saber or rhythm games are kind of an exception because there's this one guy who specializes in Beat Saber alone. He has 230 videos of him playing Beat Saber.
Wow.
But he streams it on Twitch and uploads individual songs to his channel. And he made a specific controller where it's a Darth Maul lightsaber.
Yeah.
And plays Beat Saber like that.
Yeah.
But he set up his camera and his green screen so that you see him in front of, like in the world in front of the blocks as he's hitting them.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So it's all about the framing of how you are in the VR, I guess. But I mean, games like Astrobot, I don't know how you would set that up.
Yeah.
Right.
But for rhythm games, at least, when things are coming at you and are destroyed at a certain point, like he must have spent a lot of time thinking, I break the blocks at this part of my room, and that's where I'm gonna stand. And like, dude, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The only issue I have with streaming it is when we were streaming Beat Saber and other games, and like we weren't in the VR watching the other person on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
It gets a little jarring to watch because when you're playing, you're doing those little head
Oh no,
movements
totally.
and
And
yeah.
that's
it's
definitely
like,
part of it. We were watching someone play like the Batman Arkham VR last night, and it was like, all right, I'm kind of sick. I can't. Why are you like? Oh, stop looking there. Oh God, So there's a lot to it that I have a hard time thinking it's actually gonna. I actually think that's why it's not going to like get good ground until like everybody can enjoy in on it together.
So everyone can put on their headsets and
Right.
sit in an audience. And like,
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And I maybe eventually it'll get there, but because it is a cool experience, and I think it is worth it. And I was really skeptical in the beginning, especially, and I've been more and more kind of open to it now that I have one. I'm like, it's the coolest thing, and I don't want to play anything not in it now.
Yeah, I mean, I spent a lot of time in the PlayStation Store looking for VR games.
Yeah.
Just to see like what I have available to me, and I know I'm gonna get super hot. I know there's like a bunch of like other rhythm games. They don't look as good as Beat Saber, but there's like a drumming one that's pretty cool.
And Thumper is apparently like pretty awesome as well.
Yeah. I did bring the Persona dancing games to try with your VR after we're done recording.
Yeah.
So. But I gotta say, like when I get my VR, I've got to get rigs.
Yeah,
I have to get better at it. I have to figure out how
Here's
that
the
game
deal.
works.
It's so hard.
There's other games. I'm going to tell you right now. There's other ones out there too.
I know,
So,
but I having been in it, it's like,
Yeah.
no, I really want this.
The
And
Zone of the Enders. There's gotta be a Gundam.
Yeah. There's this
VR game.
one. You're inside this like tank. And it's
Yeah.
called Battle Zone.
Oh yeah.
It's ridiculous.
The Zone of the Enders one, Punk, did you try that in VR at all?
I tried a demo. It was all right.
Okay.
I didn't really care for it.
See, I like Zone of the Enders, but it's supposed to be a third-person action game. I don't know how that works in
Well,
first-person, and it would...
Now that I played Astrobot, it's probably really cool.
Probably, or you're just going to start vomiting everywhere. Because, like, the end of Zone of the Enders 2 is a Dragon Ball Z-style fight where you're teleporting and just, like, couple of slashes, teleport, couple of slashes.
That sounds awesome.
The ending to Zone of the Enders 2 is one of my favorite things ever. But having to do it, like, if it's first person, I'm just going to start throwing up everywhere. But the VR is cool. And I'm glad all of you have it.
Yes.
And I mean, I can mooch off you for now.
Yes.
Until I eventually get my own. But,
So look forward to some maybe VR content. We definitely have to make a VR part 2, like, table episode.
yeah, now that we've all experienced it. Because I think...
the last time we did it was before any of them even came out, actually.
Is it our 4th episode ever?
Yeah, ish.
It's pretty early.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
It was one of the first episodes we ever put out.
Yeah.
Because we talked about all of them coming out. And,
Yeah, and the prices, and none of them were out yet.
No. We said, the only VR we tried was a Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
Which is not VR at all. But what else have we been playing, though, aside from that? I mean, you guys have been playing your VR.
I've been playing my VR, so I've been playing Beat Saber, Rick and Morty. I tried Riggs once or twice, but man, it's difficult. It's so difficult. But aside from that, I've been playing Borderlands, the pre-sequel, on my Handsome collection. I never beat it. I started it with a friend back when I had it for the 360, and that game came out on the cusp of the 360 ending and PS4 coming out. So I got the PS4 and I kind of left it behind. So I'm glad I'm going back and I'm playing with a friend, and it's pretty fun. And when I'm going to work, I either play Tales of Vesperia on my Switch, or I'm playing Travis Strikes Back for the Switch.
Oh, nice.
I forgot that came out.
Yeah, it's fun. It's before its release, it got a lot of negative reviews, but you can see a lot of positive reviews too. Obviously, people are more focused on negative, but if you actually go and look, there's more positive reviews about it. Yeah. But it plays like an arcade game. It's a dumbed down version of No More Heroes, kind of. It's mostly top down. And there's a hold a button for your light attacks, and strike with your heavy attacks. It gives you special abilities that you can make your own movesets with your skills. And charging your beam katana only takes 3 shakes rather than like pumping them out for like a minute. But it's fun. I would say my main criticism is the game focuses around Travis having this death drive machine, which is his own virtual reality console. But when you die in the game, you die in real life.
No.
It was like an experimental government thing to control robots, and it was going to be militarized when its original design was to send people to Mars with robots. But so Travis wants to collect these death spheres, which are basically the cartridges for the game. But in order to get them, you go on your motorcycle to go to another destination. But it's all like 1960s style, like green and black only colors, and it's only text. And it drags on, and it makes fun of itself after the fact of like it dragging on. So they only give you the synopsis, and then they make fun of you for No More Heroes 3 not coming out, and like they talk about No More Heroes 3 not being out for so long, and then the cat from No More Heroes 1 and 2 turns into an anime cat and starts talking, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And I don't know. Suda's come out and said if this game doesn't sell well, then No More Heroes 3 isn't coming out, which I think is a trashy business practice. But the game's fun. It's only $30 if you don't want the DLC, and I think the DLC is only like
$10.
It's $10. You get an extra game. You get 2 extra characters over the course of 3 months. But I got it because I like Travis Touchdown. I want No More Heroes 3, so I personally want it. But I can't support the business practice, and I can't support the stupid text synopsis of getting to the next level. But yeah.
Fair enough. All right. I've been playing Tales of Vesperia because I love Tales of Vesperia. Probably my favorite Tales game ever. Real glad that we got it with all the extra content from the PS3.
Yeah, we get Penny the Pirate.
Yeah, and new voice actors.
Which is weird. They have a different voice actor voicing extra lines for someone that they already took all the audio from the previous game. So sometimes he sounds a little different.
Have you actually gotten to any of those points?
I don't know.
Here's the deal. Somebody posted a video of like the different lines said by the different people.
Of course they did.
I can't tell.
Oh.
It's if there's a difference, it's real subtle, and maybe I'm not sensitive enough to it. But the guy they got to replace Troy Baker, the extra lines, Really, really similar.
Just hire Troy Baker.
Yeah, they didn't even ask him.
No.
They just didn't ask him. He's like, I didn't even know this was a thing. But aside from Tales of Vesperia, I've been playing. I went back to Nier Automata again, and I got the 5 real endings to the game: A, B, C, D, and E.
How many fake endings?
I have 8 total endings, so I got 3 random ones. And I looked it up because there's 26 endings. It goes A through Z, and I was like, how do I get all these other endings? Random goofing off.
Wait, isn't there one that you can just remove your battery or something?
Yeah.
You can like self-destruct. So
Yeah, you remove
kill
your-
yourself in the beginning of the game.
You remove your OS chip.
Yeah.
You just take that out and you die.
Huh.
And then you
then-
play the game as another character, right? Or no?
So you play through the campaign as 2B, the girl that everybody knows from that game.
Or not to be.
That's the joke. And then you play through the same campaign as 9S, the guy who's with you the whole time. And I thought that was just going to be the game, that you would play through with every character. It was the same campaign over and over again. No, you beat it the first 2 times, and then you get the second half of the game. And it's like brand new plot that takes place after that.
Oh.
And then you play as 2 characters again. But it was only 34 hours to get all 5 of the real endings. But I do want to get all the other random ones just because. And the last ending I got is the most ridiculous.
Is it like Silent Hill with the dog?
No. The last ending is you go through the credits, but it's a bullet hell shooter.
Oh.
And the only way to get the final cutscene is win.
Oh.
That's mean.
And it sucks. But there is, I don't want to give anything away because Lambo, you're playing
Yeah.
it. But there is a thing in the end that helps you get through it, and there's a really hard decision to make at the end of the game.
Cool.
Yeah, I did not take it, but I might if I ever do it again.
Sweet.
But the game's really, really good. It actually made me go out and buy the first Nier so I could play it, and also the Drakengard games because it turns out they're all connected.
Oh.
Oh, interesting.
The first Nier actually takes place after the first Drakengard ending E. So they're all connected, same universe.
Why are there so many endings?
I don't know. Because the guy,
It's the fun part.
It's the butterfly effect. You kill a butterfly, you get ending Z.
I'm sure that's one of them. I know one time I got an ending in Nier Automata because like they said, oh, go save this village. And I thought I was going the right way, but it turns out I took a wrong turn. And text popped up and said, nope, you felt like taking a walk instead. The village burned down. Everybody died. Good job. I was like, what? No! So.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But Lambo, you've been playing VR.
Yep, that. I've been playing some Nier Automata, enjoying that, and I finished Smash Brothers Brawl, or not Brawl, oh my god, Ultimate, the World of Light. The final boss is literally over a half hour long.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
yeah. Luckily, there's a couple of save spots halfway through, so if you get through like the first, 5 minutes, then the next 10, whatever.
Is it like forms like the last game where you're fighting like the?
Yeah. So you actually have to do a special thing because in the last level, every fight you fight on the one side of the map versus the other actually moves the light and darkness back and forth.
Oh wow.
You have to actually like center them
Oh.
and not fight all of the fights.
Just
Beat
get centered.
the different hands 2 times each. Then go in there and then you fight the hands again. And then you fight every person in the game. And then you have to go on this like 10-minute scrolling upwards level where you're fighting everyone in the game again,
Oh my
dodging
god.
things from the 2 final bosses. Then the 2 bosses merge together as one, and you fight them. Yeah.
That sounds very Japan anime.
Yeah. It goes like way beyond anything I expected.
This isn't even my final form.
Yeah. And the whole thing is definitely over 30 minutes altogether. So.
Wow.
But it was really amazing. The end cutscene was, to die for, and do it.
Cool.
Yeah, because apparently, there's 3 endings. There's one if you let the light win. There's one if you let the darkness win, and then there's one if you make them equal and then fight them both together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Cool.
Yeah. So that was it. Yeah.
Okay.
That and a lot of VR. Yeah.
A lot of VR. Okay, Punk, what have you been playing?
Games. Been playing a lot of Overwatch actually. Winter event started, so I've been back and playing on that. Started Resident Evil 2, which I talked about. It's awesome. I love it. Wasn't scary until the Mr. X came after me, and he is terrifying. You can literally hear him walking around. Just walking around. Like, I'm just chilling in the library, showing somebody, like, yeah, check this stuff out. Like, you hear a door opening, you hear doosh, 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 just him walking around looking for you. And I was like, this is terrifying. And I took like 2 steps, and he was right in front of me. Came around the corner. So I was like, all right, he's coming at me. So yeah, it's good.
Does he like run after you? Like
no, he just walks.
Like Nemesis does, or like okay.
No, he just kind of just walks. Now and then he'll walk a little bit faster, but that's pretty much it. I hit some like bad parts where he would like punch me, and I was down on the ground, and then a zombie got on top of me and killed me. Some bad stuff was happening. But yeah, the game is awesome. The remake, they did a really, really good job with it. It's beautiful. I can't wait to play more of it. But I'm going to take a pause on it because I have to beat Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I have like 100 hours into this game.
Oh, man.
Wow.
And yeah, haven't beat it yet.
Is it good?
It's awesome.
Okay.
I
Put
love
100 hours into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough.
It's not like the original Assassin's Creed. It's more RPG-esque. And you actually have choices, which is kind of cool. But yeah, it's fun. I really, really love it. I got to kill the Minotaur, which is really cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Some pretty cool battles. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. Pretty much it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Is there anything anyone's looking forward to coming out in the immediate future? I mean,
Anthem!
Really?
how was the demo for that? I just don't know.
Well, for the little bit that I played with it, because it's really hard to get into the map.
I heard there was a lot of issues.
It would be act like it's loading and it will stop.
They kicked a lot of people out, apparently.
But the nice thing with that though was, I would exit the game when I loaded it back up. It's like, oh, you're on an adventure. Do you want to restart that? I'm like, yeah.
Oh,
And I
that's
think we
good.
were like right into that, which is really good. But it's beautiful. The controls are awesome. I love playing in the javelin and all the different guns I have, abilities, flying around was amazing. Really hard to do. I kept on running into walls. But it was really, really fun. And yeah, I'm really excited for it to actually come out, full game, customize my javelin.
Well, when you say full game, I don't know how full it's going to be being an EA title.
But it's BioWare.
But
Yeah,
it's,
and what I've heard is that the game doesn't feel like a BioWare game, but it does feel like a game made by BioWare.
What does that mean?
what does that mean?
Did you see that
What
quote?
does that mean?
Anybody else see that quote?
I didn't.
No.
I think IGN posted that.
Oh.
Like that was an actual quote from one of their articles.
What a garbage quote.
Yeah, I know. It didn't feel like an IGN quote. It felt like something that IGN would say. But
Yeah.
Anthem looks really cool.
I think it's amazing. I had one boss battle, which took 2 tries because I couldn't figure out what was going on. But it's literally like fighting the scarab in Destiny. You got to shoot the legs first, then it goes down. Didn't pay attention to that. But it was really awesome. A lot of like action in it. It's like blowing up, and you actually overheat while flying as well. I've noticed.
No, it's good.
Oh.
To
I
have,
was like-
it's good to have a limit on it.
Yeah, I was like flying around the sky, and I was like, "What's that bar? Why is it red? Overheat. Oh, I just started falling."
Yeah, when I saw the trailer and the first look at Anthem, I was really excited about it. But the only thing that it's a lot of people's worries. I know it's different than Destiny completely, but
Yes.
a lot of people are comparing it to Destiny anyway. And it's another shooter. It's like it has a little bit of aspects from Titanfall. It's just I haven't found the niche yet of what this game's trying to push out, and also this speculate like EA. It's EA. What are they gonna do? What microtransactions are in this? Can you buy different guns that are better? Can you buy a different javelin that's better in the future? Are they gonna be withholding content? Like,
I think
what's the
more
catch?
of it. I think more of that will probably be cosmetic, because there is a lot of like vinyls and paints and different like helmets and arms and stuff like that you can buy for your javelin to customize it the way you want to. So microtransaction wise, I'm thinking it's going to be a lot more cosmetic stuff.
I want to be able to take a spray can and like just paint on it.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be like Mario Paint, like your
That would be cool.
your javelin. But yeah, as a more excitedly than Anthem, I'm excited for Yoshi's Crafted World.
That comes out in
March.
March.
It's adorable. I haven't finished Woolly World yet, but I want to play Crafted World.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I'm super down for it. I already have it pre-ordered and stuff as well.
I might pick it up. I never finished Woolly World either, but that's mostly because I was playing it co-op with Mrs. Dr. Pants. And have you played it co-op?
Yeah.
It's a maddening experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
Yeah, it's worse than Mario Kart and Mario Party.
That will destroy relationships.
Yeah.
But
How about
Lambo,
you,
anything
then?
you're...
Oh, just Kingdom Hearts. You know that I have that.
And
on
that'll be in your hands by
Yeah.
the time this comes out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing I'm looking forward to. I'm actually kind of like eschewing everything else and just trying to finish a few things I've got.
Yeah, you still haven't finished Persona 5 or anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't finishing that before Kingdom Hearts.
I did start up playing Xenoblade 2 again though, as well.
I noticed. I was playing Travis
Yeah.
Strikes Back, and I'm like, he's playing Xenoblade 2 and Persona 5 at the same time. There's no way.
Yeah. Well, I just keep it relegated different times of the day. So
Yeah.
it's like right before bed, I'm Xenoblading. And,
Yeah. But I think that was
I think
it.
that's a wrap up.
That was it for the podcast for what month is this?
February 2019.
February 2019. So
The month of love.
Yeah. Check out. We're gonna have out a couple of videos. One about romancing NPCs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the most awkward episode of Nerdstrodamus ever.
It's not that awkward. It just felt awkward. It just felt awkward.
It's pretty awkward.
Mostly because I had to explain myself.
Oh, I can't wait.
There's gonna be more weird little bits of text like above your head than ever before.
You should put blushies on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get to talk about all of my.
I downloaded that little sweat droplet for the last episode. I'm using it like 10 times in this one. Yeah.
Talk about all my digital waifus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're also going to play something.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm still
Yeah.
waiting.
Yep.
Yeah.
I say we just keep doing Honorable Boyfriend. We'll see.
I mean, you do have the plush.
Yeah, I do. He got put in a prominent place last night.
Perfect.
Yes. But thank you everybody for joining us. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share. Tell us what you've been playing this month. Make sure to tell us what you're looking forward to the coming month. What do you think of Kingdom Hearts 3, the console thing, Metroid Prime 4, or Soulja Boy? What are your thoughts on that?
I forgot about Soulja Boy.
Just bring it up every now and then just to give you a
I
laugh.
do promise, if you buy us a Soulja Boy console, we will stream it and play it constantly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we'd have to. We'd have to.
We'll play everything on it.
Yes.
Including Angry Bird and Donkey Kong.
All the licensed games on that.
But make sure to follow us on all the social media where we're Nerdstrodamus, except for Twitter where we're Nerdstrodamus DL. But for Nerdstrodamus, I'm Dr. Pants.
I'm Lambo.
I'm Punk.
And I'm so sad.
We'll catch you sometime next month.